Hey everyone, ready to cut through all that noise around building an online business and get to the good stuff?
The no BS advice.
Exactly. That's why we're doing this deep dive. This source we're looking at today is like a shot of espresso, you
I
know?
like that.
No sugarcoating, just straight talk about what it really takes to go from zero to online empire.
And it's refreshing, honestly. There's so much fluff out there. 5 easy steps to 6 figures. This source is like, hold up. You want an empire, get ready to work.
It's almost brutal, but in a good way, like a much-needed reality check.
Exactly. It's like, stop dreaming, start mastering, build something people actually want, and be of service. Then reinvest and do it all again.
Mastery, service, reinvestment. It's such a simple formula when you say it like that,
Yeah.
but that's the core of it, isn't it?
It really is. And this source doesn't want you to wait to start someday. It's all about taking action, like right now.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading that and laughing because the first thing it says is literally, close all those guru tabs.
Oh, that's good.
I felt personally attacked. I may or may not have closed like 10 tabs before hitting record on this.
It's so true, though. We get caught in this trap of consuming information, thinking we're making progress.
But are we, though?
This source is all about flipping that script. It's saying, listen, you're not building a brand, Sunshine. You're building a thing business. And that business, that starts with doing, not just dreaming.
Okay, we need that on a t-shirt. Building a business.
But you know what? It's such a good point. That distinction between brand and business.
Right. You can't brand something that doesn't exist. Exactly. So how do we go from zero to something, something tangible?
Skills.
Skills. Okay, so this source talks about that a lot.
Big time. Forget vague passions and ideas. Think tangible, in-demand skills. Graphic design, writing, coding, things people will pay for.
It's about being useful, providing a service that solves a problem. I love that this source talks about the $100 goal. Instead of being like, I'm going to make $1 million online, what if we just focused on making our first $100?
I love that because it's achievable for anyone, right? But it's not just about the money.
No.
It's validation. It proves you have something to offer, that you can make this whole online thing work, which is huge.
Totally. It's like, I can actually do this. And speaking of doing, what about this source's take on AI? Everyone's talking about it, but this was a refreshing dose of reality.
It's not the magic solution people are making it out to be. This source is all about leveraging it strategically, right?
Yeah, it's a tool.
Exactly. Think of it like AI is like a power tool, right?
Okay, yeah.
It can automate stuff. Maybe it handles your social media scheduling or something. Even transcribes your meeting notes, which is pretty cool, but
Like you're still the one in charge.
exactly. You're designing the business, making the big decisions.
Of working smarter, not harder. And that actually reminds me of something else this source talks about. This might seem a little out of left field, but physical transformation,
Yeah.
like working out.
Yeah. It's about building discipline, resilience.
Yeah.
The source uses this great analogy. A strong bestie builds a strong mind.
I like that.
It's not about vanity, right? It's about showing up for yourself consistently, pushing past those comfort zones, which, honestly, that's what building a business is all about.
It's that whole action breeds action thing, Like just do those 20 push-ups, even if you don't feel like it.
100%. That small win can snowball into something much bigger.
Speaking of things that snowball, this source also had a really interesting take on lifestyle design. That whole dream of working from exotic beaches and being your own boss from day one.
It calls BS.
It does. It's like, hold your horses with that private jet fancy for a minute. You haven't earned it yet.
Yeah, it's not that those things aren't achievable. This source makes it very clear that real freedom, that comes from building something solid first. It's about putting in the work so your business can support that lifestyle eventually.
So less sipping cocktails on the beach and more like...
More like building the beach bar.
Exactly. It's about creating something of value, something sustainable, which...
And that takes time, effort,
hustle.
a whole lot of hustle.
Which brings us back to our listener. If you're listening to this right now, you might be feeling a little fired up, but maybe also a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
How do we take all this no BS advice and actually, apply it?
Well, this source breaks it down into these really manageable steps. You identify a skill, find a client, make that first $100.
It's that simple.
It doesn't have to be more complicated than that, at least in the beginning.
And I think it's about giving yourself permission to start small. Like, what's one skill you, the listener, could master and offer as a service? It doesn't have to be this big, flashy thing, just something you're good at that someone else might be willing to pay for.
You might even be surprised by the demand for some of those niche skills. The internet has made it possible to connect with people all over the world.
Wow.
If you can do something well, chances are someone out there needs your help.
It's exciting when you think about it like that. This
Yeah.
world of possibility all at our fingertips, but this whole go-getter mentality, as motivating as it can be, it does make you wonder. This whole go-getter mentality, it makes you wonder, is there room for like collaboration in all this?
That's a really interesting point. It's something this source doesn't really touch on, actually. And yeah, individual drive is important, but there's no denying the power of, teamwork.
Totally.
Even if it's just connecting with other people, sharing what you've learned, brainstorming, those connections can make all the difference.
It's like that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Exactly.
This source is amazing for getting you motivated, but maybe a little teamwork can really take things to the next level.
I think so. Building a network, even a small one, that can open so many doors. It's about support, accountability,
Hmm.
and even just having those aha
Yeah.
moments that come from bouncing ideas off someone else.
So we're kind of taking that action this source talks about, and
And applying it to relationships, too.
yeah,
Building a business doesn't mean you have to do it alone.
the online world can feel lonely sometimes. Success is rarely a one-person show.
So true. Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listener to walk away with?
Stop dreaming and start building. That's what it's all about, this whole conversation. It's about turning those big ideas into action. Arm yourself with some in-demand skills, set some realistic goals, and build that empire one brick at a time.
Love it. And hey, maybe ask for a little help with those bricks along the way.
Exactly.
Amazing. Until next time, everyone, keep learning, keep building.
And remember,
You got this.